Hey guys, Adam from Tested here in my cave with a spotlight on a specific tool, but in order to get to the tool, I'm gonna have to tell a little story. This is a piece of electronic kit that I've got lying around. This is a retractable power cord from an old vacuum cleaner. It's got a commutator ring in here, and I buy these occasionally because I use them in builds sometimes, and they're very useful. And like you'd imagine, coming out of the back are two wires. And if I want to connect these two wires into an electronic circuit, I need to strip them. Okay, so what we're talking about today is stripping wires. And everybody's first wire stripper looks like some version of this. Sharpened blades with holes of specific sizes that match the gauges of the wires you're attempting to strip. And you choose the gauge. I think this is about an 18 or 16 gauge. We'll start with 16. You bring the stripper over it and you pull on it, and it pulls the vinyl covering off the wire, leaving the wire exposed so you can solder it, lug it, attach it into your circuit. But there are issues with these strippers. As excellent as they are, and you should always have one of these in your kit, when your wire is, let's say, way down at the quick, it's really hard to get these in there, number one. Number two, in order to strip, you have to be pulling on one side of the wire and also pulling on the other. I cannot tell you how many times I've been like in a ceiling trying to free up a wire and bringing up this, and I end up like yanking it out of the ceiling because I'm trying to get leverage on this thing in an impossible position. And that's where these just aren't awesome. When you need leverage and you're in strange positions or working upside down, these can be your worst enemy. About 25 years ago, somebody showed me these. These are automatic wire strippers, and I'll show you how they work. Hold on, I'm just gonna grab some basic wire here. So they have a cutter down here, so you can cut your wire to size, yep. And then they've got a stripper up here, which grabs the wire with the front jaws here, and then uses these two blades here to pull that vinyl off. And the thing to take away from this that's so amazing, I'll do it again for you, is that I don't have to hold on to the other side of this wire. It pulls that off all by itself. This is such a freaking game changer. The problem was these were expensive when I was first buying them. I had to save up. I think the first pair I bought was over $100. Greenlee came out with one in the early aughts that was a lot cheaper. And I'm here to tell you that on Amazon right now, you can buy these for about 15 bucks. They are not as amazing as the expensive pair, but they do most of the same work. They strip a wire in the same way. Ooh, there we go. They strip this gauge of wire just fine. I'll try some, here's an old lamp cord, a grounded lamp cord I had lying around. This is very likely one of the most common things that you would be stripping, and this strips that stuff all day long. This little red tab here, that allows you to streamline and adjust the amount of vinyl that you're taking off. And for like big jobs where you're stripping a whole bunch of stuff and attaching a whole bunch of stuff, that's awesome. It will also do very light gauge wire. I've got some, what is this, 22 gauge here, nice and thin. Here we go. Yep. And so I found its limit. This is some 26 gauge wire here, very thin. And when you do this, it actually cuts right through that thin wire. And that is what happens with the cheaper versions of this. But holy hell, for 15 bucks, this absolutely deserves to be added to your kit, because this one that I have, this is the one I bought 25 years ago, and it's still working for me. So if you find this as useful as I did, save up your pennies and get yourself an excellent one.